Welcome, reading one. Welcome to your yes or no reading. I almost said question, but reading came out, so it could be that it's more than one question. Maybe it's something that will have some extras, which is interesting because I have my own little homemade deck. We're using the Season of the Witch Samhain Oracle. That's the card that's in front of you, but this is my homemade deck that I made some years ago. And it's interesting because when I haven't used it in not years, that's ridiculous, months. It's been a really long time since I've cracked this one open. But interesting, this was on the bottom. Or when I opened the box, this is what was there. So I thought, that's so crazy. It's like my deck knew we were going to be here together on September. So this deck is really awesome because it has a lot of like words, months, numbers, seasons. So whatever your yes or no question is, we're going to get some answers. So if you don't know, but you are drawn to this pile, take a minute and just clear your head. Sometimes you don't need to ask a question. You'll understand the question from the answer, if that makes sense. Okay. So you chose, they look like little ghosts. Protection. Hold on, I got to put on my little grannies. This is granny glasses because this is really fine print. Protection. Number 29, which is also 11. Okay, so it says, "This is my house, stained by the very blood flowing through its walls, covered in a veil of delicious prayers, yet deadly to those who dare lift its hidden." I'm going in for the book for this because I was feeling that from Spirit. I was wondering how they were going to have me put that card in there. They were very particular of how they wanted things to go, and you know what? I did it right the first time, and I should have just left it. Sorry. Okay. So let's get to card number 29 and hear what we have to say. Some of you may already have gotten your yes or no answer. You know, like, ooh, by the way, the book opened to Spider, so this might be something for somebody because Spirit had me pull a few cards to create some shorts for the channel, and this was one of them. So I feel like this is for somebody. What a wild web we weave, dear child, a delicious mystery untamed. So keywords mystery and growth. Number 37, which is 10 and completion. So kind of interesting that you got 11 and then 10, almost like you're going backwards. So I feel like there's some message in there for you. And I don't know when they'll have me put this short out, but make sure you subscribe and put your little notification bell on. So when that comes in, you won't miss it. Okay, so 29. Oh, it also came to, I also saw a spiced pumpkin cake. So I feel like that means something to somebody too. Okay. Keywords for this card protection are safety and hidden. And then I'm going to read it again. "This is my house, stained by the very blood flowing through its walls, covered in a veil of delicious prayers, yet deadly to those who dare lift its hidden." It says, many of us have had to search out our own safety since beginning our journeys as spiritual healers, students, and teachers. We've faced criticism for being witches, faced jealousy for being true to our past, and had to withstand attacks from our own egos. But we rise, and we keep going with fearless determination. We know we have our spiritual team, aka our ancestors, guides, and angels, which aka I called them in right before we started this, to support us and keep us from harm. You are always protected, my dearest witch. No matter how scary the world may seem or how many things go bump in the dark night of your soul, within you is a space that cannot be harmed, penetrated, or shaken. Here you can retreat to heal and find comfort. You need only step through the veil into the arms of those who love and care for you. If you have drawn protection, know that all is well and you are safe. Your spiritual support team will protect you from harm. You are protected from hexes, evil eyes, dangers, psychic attacks. You are even protected from the dangers of your earth-based ego. Know that you can handle anything. When you are feeling unsafe, speak to the powers that be. Ask them to guide you where you do not have eyes and to keep you safe when you are in harm's way. They are always walking with you and are ready to provide you with additional support whenever you feel the need to ask. You know, this is interesting that this is coming in because I had a moment earlier because I've been working with Archangel Michael for so long, and he's just a part of me. He'll always be a part of me. And I say he, but I do feel like, I know that the angels, they've given him like sexes, you know, like he, she, but I don't know. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I believe myself to be an earth angel, and I don't, it's interesting because like my avatar and like my soul, there's definitely something there that I can't understand or explain. But sometimes, like today when I was doing this, I almost feel silly to call in Michael because I feel like Michael's always here. Do you know what I'm saying? If anything, I feel like it's more like, know that you're divinely protected, and maybe instead of like, oh my gosh, protect me, spirit, calling on my angels now, I can't protect myself, you can fucking protect yourself because they're here and they're always with you. And they want you to take the fear-based energy out of it. So we'll get to the yes or no, or maybe you've already received your answer. But sometimes it's a little more complicated than that. And for some of you, I feel like it's just really getting out of the fear bubble. Maybe you're watching too much TV, you're too much online, you're hearing too many stories. You know, that's what they're doing right now. That's the whole point of it. Another shooting, another killing, another, you know, I feel like this wanted to come back here because they want you to realize this is an apophyllite. And I feel like for some of you, maybe oh yes, I was feeling like something was, and that's what it is. Maybe some of you need to feel that. Maybe you need some crystals. Maybe you need to feel whatever. But Spirit says when you are feeling lonely and you are feeling like the whole world is crumbling in on you, call on the angels to just touch you so that you can feel it. When you get the shivers, when the hairs raise up, those are other dimensions and realities that are touching you because they can. Not all people can travel between, you know, dimensions and realities. There is a type of hierarchy system with the angels, but if you found yourself to this channel and you found yourself with me, then just know that, you know, welcome to those of you who are new, and welcome back, of course, to all those who keep coming back, and to our all-star team. But our merry band of witches, I love it, right? But this is what they're trying to say is, it's, if you found yourself here and you're new, it's time to step into your, like, who you are and your gifts. Also, like, I've seen this book a gazillion times, and I just noticed that this was on the back of the book. Spirit says there are signs and images and things everywhere. And sometimes you can look at something, be looking right at it, and see past it because you're not recognized. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, depends on your level of consciousness. Before this started, I had this really awesome conversation with a friend of mine, but I realized, like, no matter, like, we were talking about the same thing, but it was getting exhausting to the point where I was just like, you know what, let's just not talk about this anymore, because like we're literally like talking about different things and we're seeing things from a completely different perspective. Even though I gave them my perspective and they gave me theirs, I could tell that this was not the time and place for that conversation. Listen to that. Oh my gosh, my whole house just shook. Now, mind you, I live in an RV, but still. Wow. Spirit is, that this air right now is blowing that energy away. Here's some rosemary. They're saying for some of you, yeah, you could use a good cleansing, and maybe that's all it is. You just need a cleansing. So let's cleanse your energy now. I did cleanse your space before we started. Some of you, because you're such, you know, powerful light workers, I'm hearing like this vibe that you're carrying. I said this in one of the other readings. I can feel when you guys carry in your shit, and it's not your shit, right? But like whatever glommed onto you, whatever attached itself to you, that's why you're feeling like you need protection. And you know, it's like that veil. See, when you look at this card closer, they're actually beautiful. They look like three divine feminine energies, but they could be androgynous, really. There's no scoopy boobs for the picture, right? But this is kind of what I'm getting from Spirit, is that, see how like their eyes are closed, but they're still giving off like a fierce energy, like don't fucking trespass here. But they're not doing it like I'll cut a bitch. They're more like they know they're protected. They don't have to think about it. Spirit wants you to get to the point where you know you're protected and you don't have to think about it. That's what you need to work on right now. So let's hear, okay, and maybe, I don't know, I have to always do this. It's such a huge deck. I haven't used this deck in forever. So let's see, Spirit, do we have a yes? Because now what we need, Spirit, which would be really helpful to this reading, if it's time, if it's not, you'll tell me what to do. But, so this one needs to go here. Okay, thank you. Can we please get a yes or no answer to reading one's question? And then we can go from there. I don't feel like it's going to be in this half of the deck. So let's go to this half. Can we get a yes or no, please, for reading one, Spirit? Thank you so much. Like even right now, like I'm saying these things, but it's really for like the abracadabra bells and whistles of it, right? Okay, so, oh, they told me to stop. But let's see what's on the flip side. September came back. And on this deck, we have fire on the bottom. And on the other side, there's nothing. So let's see. Oh, and on this one, we have good vibes only. Oh, okay. Small steps every day. So as of right this moment, what I'm getting from them is I feel like some of you are wanting an easy yes or no answer, but the energy that you're dealing with, like there's, you know, it's kind of like when your friends are planning a party for you and you can feel it. And you're like, just fucking tell me, dude. Just tell me. Is it this day? Is it this time? Just tell me. And they go for the one friend that they know is going to cave, right? So the friend caves. Also, angel number 1207, or maybe you keep seeing 1207, which is also the number 10. So completion, very interesting. We had 10 when we were talking about the spider card. But, you know, you go to that one person that you know you can break. You know, they're going to tell you. They want to tell you. They're horrible at keeping secrets. You don't go to someone who, you know, because they'll be like, nope, I'm not going to tell you. And you know they're not going to tell you. But then you find out. And then it's not really as fun, is it? Because it's a surprise party. And also I saw 1240. So, and that's also the number 7. So that could mean something to somebody. You hear what they're saying? So it could be for some of you that Spirit's like, stop trying to ruin your surprise. Everything's going to work out. Like just... when you're having a moment, or maybe you're searching out a reading for like a yes or no answer, Spirit said that's when you just close your eyes, you take in a few deep breaths through the nose and out through the mouth. And imagining good, positive, loving energy coming in and pushing out that which no longer serves you as you say, all is well. I believe in magic and miracles. I have faith in you, Spirit. I know you got my back. So there's something that's going to happen this month for sure. So they are going to give you that. So when I looked up, it was 1334 and then it went to 1335. So there's definitely that message is for you. And they're saying keep an eye out because really cool stuff. The fire energy, there is another card that's calling my name. Oh, okay. So the fire card is either you or somebody you're dealing with. So we're talking an Aries, Leo, or Sag. And then this one just popped out, never look back. So, and the fact that this is about a house, this is really interesting. Like, never look back. But do it with love. But do it with love. I feel like some of you already know that because, you know, I feel like you are somebody who stays in good vibes only. But Spirit's saying you're doing a really good job right now because you're taking small steps every day. Live in the now, man. Like that's literally the energy I've been getting from Spirit for all these readings. I was kind of surprised because I kept seeing all these yes, no readings everywhere. And whenever I see a lot of them from different readers that just pop up in my feed, I'm like, okay. I'm like, do you want me to do this? And I was thinking about it. And then they had me look in the tarot book and it was a yes, no reading. They told me the number, and it was awesome. It was so perfect. But also they kept on that same page, they talk about um, like leading with the heart. And then as I was reading that, a Tom Petty song came on, where he's like, you gotta do something, lead with your heart or something, let your heart lead the way or something like that. So there's definitely something here where this yes or no is a very complicated one, and maybe not for just this reading. Also, if you, this isn't a little ploy or plot, but this is an invitation. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, my email is magickalmedium@gmail.com, and we could go into a more intricate reading for you personally. I work on a sliding scale that starts at $85, and it's because you are worth $85, and it will come to you if you're meant to work with me, you know. And I always say sliding scale because sometimes it could be 20 minutes and sometimes it could be 3 hours. I mean, I've been on the phone with people for 5 hours. Seriously. So, you know, whatever is meant to be is what is meant to be. And I always say to Spirit, you know, when do we stop? Do we keep going? And usually the really long ones are for people who are new to this, or they are at an impasse with their path and purpose, and they just, like, you know, need some insight. Also, I saw the number 1620, which also made me think of 420. So it could be something with cannabis. That's our little handle for that in America, 420. So it could be maybe for some of you, it's time for you to chill if it's legal where you live. You know, alcohol can take you down a really dippy road and really confuse you. Cannabis is actually better for the divine feminine body, because it's a feminine plant. So if you're a divine masculine working with cannabis, it may not be your friend, and maybe it used to be your friend, but it's not your friend anymore. And maybe you've been using it for protection, for guidance. I know I use it for mine. I've always known mine was, like, at some point was going to stop, you know. Also, drink some water. Keep drinking water. Stay hydrated. But you'll know when. You'll know when. Your body will tell you when. Your mind will tell you when. Ooh, when I looked down, I saw 1717. It was like suspended there, which is a huge number for our tribe, which is also 88, which is infinity. Okay, so, speaking of infinity, if they call me to always look in the description box for little pearls. Listen to that. Spirit's clearing your energy as we speak. But there's a really great reader out there called Magnetize Yourself, and they call themselves Infinity, and they're also a musical artist under the name Infinity. So I will put a link below to their channel. There might be some breadcrumbs there for you to follow there. Also, Dee from is it Soulful Evolution? I forget now, but anyway, she just did a yes or no reading. If they call me to put other readers there, I will. Sometimes, you know, we're just here to help each other. You know, we're just walking each other home, as they say. And I heard I was saying that to somebody once, and she's like, oh, I don't like that phrase. And I was like, why? And she goes, I think it's silly, or whatever she said. But I actually really do. I think that's exactly what we're doing. We're walking ourselves back home to self. And sometimes it takes a village. I also think that's why there's a 3 there for you. And I feel like the 3 may be significant, that there's 3 people. Maybe it's you and 2 other people. It could be 3 children. But I will say this, I felt androgyny, but right now I'm feeling very much a divine feminine energy. So whatever that means for you. All right, let's see if we have any more messages from my deck. Do we have any more messages from my deck, or is it now time for a yes or no for somebody and an extension? Okay, no more from this deck. Let me see, anything from this deck. Let me put this one back and this one down. Okay, when you hear me, I'm knocking the energy out and bringing the new energy in. Okay, so, oh, cute. They want me to show you these in this order. This is so interesting. Okay. Oopsie. I don't know if they want me to. Okay. So, hope. Be patient. I remember when they told me this one was done, I'm like, but I didn't finish coloring it. They're like, I know. I'm like, but the end kind of looks like an X. They're like, yeah, it's okay. I'm like, all right. So this could be like, maybe you're frustrated because something isn't finished yet, or it feels unfinished. Work with the dragon spirit medicine, the dragon spirit energy, especially for protection. When you're calling on protection, call on the dragons. They're always with you. Oh, Sagittarius. Will I say fire energy? That's so interesting. So we've got Sagittarius. Let me see if that'll go there. You can see it. I don't want to start on fire. And then Aries. So this definitely, we spoke of fire earlier. And then the last one is, oh, fortune favors the bold. I feel like some of you really needed to hear that. And never lose hope. I mean, you got never lose hope and hope. You just got to be patient a little bit longer. And I know that's hard for you. Never lose hope, the dragons say. Oh, reading 1. I wish you so much love and happiness. Be gentle with yourself. I'm getting that from Spirit, to be very gentle with yourself. This is a very auspicious time. It's a word that's been coming up a lot for this tribe, and that's exactly what it is. It's very auspicious. It's nothing we've dealt with, and there's a lot of triggers that are bringing up old wounds from past lives that are also making a lot of people feel entangled in energies that don't belong to them. Now, mind you, the Sagittarius and Aries could be time frames as well. There are some cards that are looking up. Let me ask Spirit, do we want to, are there any messages left in this deck for them? Okay, so this was the first one I saw. Winter. Okay. And then time. Just give it time. Look at time and patience, you guys. And a lot of you, listen, this is going to be a hard pill to swallow, but I really need you to hear me now, okay? Spirit is saying the reason why you are feeling this energy is because a lot of you, that's why we use the Witches deck. It's the Seasons of the Witch. It's the Samhain deck. Now, Samhain is right around the corner, and real time today is September 16th, which is also a 7-day. And, you know, sevens, we go in cycles. And, you know, if you've been using your magic or your powers, like I had this other conversation, this was part of our conversation too, because they're like, you're just so powerful. I'm like, I am powerful. But that's the whole point. With great strength comes great responsibility. And sometimes we have to restrain our power. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just because you want that thing and you normally could manipulate somebody to give it to you, or manipulate somebody, and maybe you don't even realize you're manipulating. You're like this loving, I feel your light, fluffy energy, right? But especially if you are Sag or an Aries or have it heavy in your chart, remember, not only could they be time periods, which Sagittarius would be end of November towards the end of December, and Aries would be the end of March to the end of April. Interesting that Sagittarius season also borders winter solstice. So the end of Sagittarius season borders winter solstice. So that could be it too. It could be something around that time frame that it could be happening. But also it could be, you know, Sagittarius could be your sign. It could be sun, moon, rising, you know, those kind of things. So keep that in mind as well. But my mind keeps really coming back to this of fortune favors the bold. And on the bottom of this one, we've got Thing from Dr. Seuss. I know this deck is so silly and fun. And Spirit's saying, nice job. You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. They're letting you know you're doing a good job, but you got to keep going. You got to go towards this thing that maybe you don't understand. You don't know why, you know. And for some of you, it's karma too. You know, when you take someone's free will because you're trying to get something that you want, that's part of karma. And there's no negative with karma, right? It's just another form of the way that they want you to look at things, if that makes any sense. So today you're not getting a definitive yes or no, but I do hope that these answered your questions. And let me see if we have any more. Do we have any more from this deck? Do we have any more from this deck? Okay, so for some of you, winter, it's going to be January. Whenever this change takes place, or whenever this yes/no thing is going to happen, it's going to be in January, and there's nothing on the back. Okay, do we have any more with that? Okay, so yeah, so, and it could be, that's what I'm saying, this is a group reading. If you want something or need more of a definitive answer, you can reach out. We can work with Spirit one-on-one. But Spirit said, please do it that way and not, I'm hearing that some of you are going from reading to reading. Please try not to watch readings when you're feeling like hopeless. Instead, do something that makes you happy. When you're feeling hopeless, turn towards the dragon energy, take in those deep breaths. Maybe you need a good smudging. You know, you can do sound smudging too. You know, and know that you're always blessed. The angels can look out for you. They can help you, but they, like now, right? Like they sent wind through here to blow that energy through, but they can't actually like burn away. Like they can chase out the energies that are in here. But if like some heavy energy gloms itself onto you, and then, you know, they may chase it out, or maybe you chase it out, it's still, there's residual energy, and that's part of you. It's like cleaning your house, right? Like, you know, you see the dust. It's like the dust will just keep piling up if you don't clean it. Spirit's not going to come around and fucking clean your house. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. That's the analogy they're showing me. That's a clever one, you guys. That's funny. Do you hear what they're saying? So, so when you're feeling that kind of unsettled energy, don't reach for a quick answer. That is the sad energy that we have been told was the, right? Like, I saw something that really, like, at first it made me mad, then it made me laugh, and now I'm fine. But when I saw that the sitting American president's tagline is "woke is broke," I'm like, exactly. Do you not hear him? That's exactly what he's saying. If you take good care of yourself, if you blah, 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 they're going to go broke, because they all got fucking rich making money off of us, making us sick with the things we put in our body, on our body, our air. They're talking about airplanes now and the toxic chemicals. I'm like, no shit. That's why I fucking hate flying. In fact, you know what's funny? I haven't flown in so many years now, and it really upsets me because I love to travel. And I don't miss that shit. But especially now, like they're saying they've been putting more chemicals in the air because of COVID, like to kill germs. It's just so fucked up. It's like, why aren't they like putting fresh rosemary and lavender and things that actually would absorb those, you know, toxins? And you know what I mean? It's like, God forbid we fly, you know, it's just, we've just gotten into a headspace of what we think things should be, or how we think things should be. And Spirit's saying it's time to open your mind, broaden your horizons, and stop looking for the quick fixes. You're on the right path. You're where you're supposed to be. But I feel like for each of you, it pinged differently. So they're going to leave it here. So either you can work with me one-on-one, or you can work with someone else. But I'm hearing like, it's, if you really feel like you need that, like you're like, I just don't know what it is, I feel like it's something more, then, you know, because a lot of times it's, especially for me, I talk to fellow readers that are my friends, you know, or like fellow light workers that are my friends. And a lot of times after just having one good conversation, everything's fine. You know, it's just about getting back to that level of consciousness and awareness and taking our emotions out of it. And right now it's feeling really wonky because you're like all over the place. You're in different dimensions and time fields, and you're not really understanding things. And Spirit's like, you do understand it. You just need to get grounded and focus. Especially if you're a fire sign, it's easy when, you know, certain signs can get whoo. And maybe they're having me bring this up as well with September, you guys, because next week Libra's coming in, and that's an air sign. And maybe they're trying to let you know that you, or maybe your fire sign that you're asking about, or some fire signs that you're asking about, just remember that we're still going to be in the shadow energy. In real time, these are always timeless messages, but in real time, we're, you know, less than a week away from the double new moon, dark moon in Virgo. But we will be changing hands to Libra, like soon after, within hours, right? Like less than 48 hours, I believe. So when that happens, you know, that's going to be like another big shift in energy. And everybody is feeling this, you know, because the shadow is like coming for us, coming for us, coming for us. But they're just playing their part. They're supposed to do that. You know, sit in your dragon and know how fucking strong you are. I mean, dragon, fire. I mean, there's just so much, which also makes sense because when I was putting this together, I felt like, especially like in front, I felt this energy that they really wanted to like have like these kind of like crystally. Oh, I picked up the wrong thing. Sorry, I'm trying to look through the camera instead of just looking at it. You know, dragons love to have their little hoarding little spots, you know, like they love the gifts. And maybe it's for some of you too, to broaden your horizons and put together a nice altar for the dragons. To, if you know, that's another thing you could do. Like, they're going to protect you no matter what, but having altars up and saying thank you and that kind of stuff, it goes such a long way. So get, even writing the word dragon like that, like I could keep that card up there and I'm honoring the dragons. You know, if I take all these other cards away, I'm honoring the dragons, you know, for being there. So, all right, you guys, I hope this helped. Are there any more messages for reading 1 at this time before we close the portal? Okay, and I haven't done readings 2 or 3, so you may find an answer in those. I will never tell you, you know, not to look at more than one reading, but just remember that the whole point is Spirit wants you to start learning how to find the answers through working with Spirit. It's not a yes, no, easy, I want it now. Sometimes you can ask the question. It might take a minute, a second. It might take a year for the answer to come. All right, you guys, until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other. All of my information's in the description box. I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Oh, bye. Welcome, welcome, reading 2. I'm excited to do this reading for you. Oh my gosh, so much is coming through. So much is coming through. So much is coming through. Okay, let's take in some deep breaths through the nose and out through the mouth. My stomach out of nowhere just feels like it's in knots. For some of you, I feel like you're nervous for this answer. And then for some of you, it's because your system is all out of whack and you need to like look into doing, you know, more probiotics for your belly. You know, like kimchi, I just heard sauerkraut, cucumbers, ginger. I heard it's time to get your body back in alignment. I heard both of you. So whoever this is for, maybe it's you and your partner, because that's what it felt like. So it could just be for one person. It could be for many people, but I'm hearing like things, you know, that's very interesting. Also, they wanted me to say, I didn't say this with reading 1. So, this is a yes, no, or a maybe. And I don't even know if they're going to have me put that in a title because maybe it didn't even come up in reading 1. But I heard, don't make it your story if it's not your story. Like, don't go chasing, you know, don't go chasing waterfalls, right? And stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. That, I feel like the extension meant something for somebody too. Also, I apologize in real time. It's September 14th, and it's for the last few weeks, it's been going into typical Pacific Northwest weather, which, you know, chilly, rainy, you know, breaking out the sweaters, making homemade soup, feeling my witch, getting my witch on, getting all my fresh herbs that are, and, you know, spices that are coming in from the local farms, like feeling it. And then I look at the weather and I'm like, what? Today's going to be a high of 85 and pure sun. I'm like, okay. And it's randomly just one day. It's going to go back tomorrow. So, and Spirit had me do this reading right now. So I feel like everything happens for a reason. The cool thing is the wind is really nice. So when it's hot, I can handle it if the wind is there. And maybe this is a message for some of you as well. The change of season may not be the easiest for you. The transitional period is what I'm getting from Spirit. Not always easy for you. Also, some of you are chomping at the bit. You want to know what's behind the labradorite, don't you? You see that? You're like, what is it? What is it? Because it's a bee. Hold on, I got to get up and lean forward. The black cat, number 7. And interesting, in real time, today is a 7-day. So let's see what this says. Let me get my little granny glasses on. Hold on. Okay. There's a curious journey into the depths of the unknown hidden so deep that only the brave will gracefully return with light in their eyes and shadow leading home. Oh, I'm going to I want you to hear this again, but I want you to close your eyes, okay? Like seriously, close your eyes for a second. If you're driving, obviously you can't, but just keep breathing and listen, really listen. There's a curious journey into the depths of the unknown, hidden so deep that only the brave will gracefully return. So there's a curious journey into the depths of the unknown, hidden so deep that only the brave will gracefully return with light in their eyes and shadow leading home. So I feel like for some of you, you're either going through the dark night of the soul or somebody around you is, or I mean, the whole planet is, it's basically the whole fucking planet is going through the dark night of the soul is what they're showing me. Oh, I want to take a picture of that. And, when I looked down, it was 35, 31, and 31, is the mirror image of 13, which is the divine feminine. So yeah, there's just so much happening right now. It's it feels like there's a big cloud, not only over the United States, but over large parts of the world. And there's only more to come, and we all can feel it. So Spirit is saying, yes, but it is the mightiest of the warriors that can go into the deep and still come out in the light. Meaning you can go, you can be a part of something that is not super pleasant, but if you're there, you're the beacon of light. You're the one. I feel like for some of you, you're yes or no. So maybe this is why it's yes, no, or maybe. Okay, so just don't make it your story if it's not your story. But I'm feeling this energy of at least one person here. You've been in shadow for so long. And it feels like a Wizard of Oz moment if you've never seen it, and Wicked, part 2 is coming up. So interesting, this Dorothy reference, because that's only 2 months away. Oh, I'm so excited. 80 days, actually, I think is what I saw yesterday or the day before with Cynthia Erivo. But do you remember when Galinda says to Dorothy, you had the magic all along, you had the power all along. It wasn't just the shoes, you were giving your power away. She was frightened. I'm frightened, Annie M. I'm frightened. So if you're driving your force and your life from a fear-based energy, the answer is always going to be no. However, sometimes there's a maybe. Sometimes there's a not right now. Sometimes it's not so clean cut. The same kind of message came through reading 1, very similar. So if you're drawn to it, again, go look at it for the lesson. But if it's not your story, don't make it your story. But I'm hearing that's why it's the black cat energy, right? Black cats aren't scared. And this time of year, I was looking on Craigslist, and I just, there's something that drives me to go and put prayers over the animals on Craigslist, especially this time of year when I see so many black kittens. Because some people believe, they really, truly, honestly believe that they have to murder or abuse or do something to something because something told them to. And I kind of feel like you're the black cat in this scenario. I just watched When Harry Met Sally again, and I love it when Harry's trying to explain something to Sally and she's not understanding, and he's like, how to a dog, he's like, to humans a dog year is 7 years and blah blah, and she's like, and they're arguing, and he's trying to give her an example. She's already upset, she's already pissed off, right? She's in her shadow, and he's trying to approach it, but he's not doing the best. And all of a sudden she's like, so am I the dog in this scenario? She's like, I am the dog. And he's like, yeah. And it's just this interesting communication between two people who really care about each other, but they don't know how to express it. They don't know how to receive the information. And I'm hearing from Spirit that if you're in a fear-based energy, you're not going to be able to receive the information. Like right now, every time I see a black cat, I'm like, black cats are safe. They're sacred. You know, they're here as divine, you know, I mean, I can go on and on and on. And so shall that be, you know, whatever's in their each individual greatest and highest good, of course. But, you know, the black cats will no longer have to live in fear. And I feel like you are like a black cat. But instead of having 9 lives, you're in like 7. And like maybe that's what it is too. It could be for some of you, you know, maybe this is like some cycle that you're in, and you'll go through even more cycles, maybe possibly 2 more in this lifetime or after this lifetime. So I have my deck and they're asking me to use it. I have a little handmade, homemade deck. It's nothing fancy, but it gets the point across and it's got all fun things. But I have to shuffle it in stages because, let me see, do we need this for anything? I'll ask Spirit in a minute, because it's so big and I have these like tiny hands. So this is less than half the deck and I'm like, yeah, that's about all I could do. So let's see what the first side of the deck says. And I'm hearing for you, yours is going to be a story. So interesting. Okay. That's why I purposely didn't put anything on the back of these, so that if we need to, and they're asking me to hold it this way. This way? They said the other way. Okay. Let's see. Do we have any more messages from this deck? From this side of the deck, I should say. I'm like, from this deck. Also, are there any yes or no? Okay, and this one is like here. I can already see what it is. So yeah, if some of you are drawn to reading 1, you may want to go and watch it. Okay. Okay, so nothing left on this side. Nothing. Oh, there's one. There's one. Oh, there's a hidden message. Oh, I love hidden messages. Okay, you guys, hang in there. Hang in there. Listen to the wind chimes. Anyway, that's why I was saying I'm sorry that my windows and doors are open. You can hear all the cars going by. I live by a freeway. Let me see if we want to do any of these. Okay. Sometimes they fall out and sometimes it's not for you, or like maybe it's for like a later part in the reading. Okay. Another one. Any more? Okay, just like this, just like this, just okay. Okay, so that's it. So, oh, yay. Okay, your bonus message is so cute. I love it. We're going to kind of go like this, like a swirl in. So your first message is C. Ooh. Now it was upside down. So that might mean that it could mean the sea itself, like the ocean, but it could be like they're trying to tell you to see, because I may have made one. It's been a long time since I created this deck, but maybe it's upside down because they're trying to say like see, like see it, S-E-E, but it's upside down to get my attention. And then hope, and this was in reading 1, hope. And then your last one is, oh, the thing was in reading 1 too. And there was a whole thing around that. So that's interesting. But also it's number 2. And remember when I was saying earlier about love? I was saying I was going to say about another person. And then this card, I don't bring this out very often. And I take it out because it's gotten so flimsified. But in this case, for at least one of you, this does have something to do with love. And 2, with thing. But there's stickers that have thing 1 and thing 2. And because it's by itself, I'm feeling like this means something. Also, Spirit is saying, I hear you. Oh, I hear you. I hear you crying. I hear your prayers. I hear you begging. And also Spirit saying, don't beg for things, because that's pushing it away from you. You have to look at something as if it's yours. And if something, that's why they're saying see, right? Like see it. See. See beyond the magic. Like see beyond that. See. They want you to see. Ooh, interesting. And just so you know, this deck, I have love in all different colors to go with chakras. So when it's in the red, it's, I did it purposely for like a hubba, like a love relationship. So again, this might be for you, for some of you, but then also it could be for those of you who are not in a relationship or don't want to be in one at this time. Take this as it has the red and the orange like going into flames. So there's another sign for reading 1 as well for those of you if you're a fire sign or dealing with a fire sign. But also I'm hearing for those of you with the non-relationships, I'm getting root and sacral chakra. This is where your answer lies. Also, they're saying it's time to release your imagination. You know, I promote this like crazy. Release your imagination through coloring. And I heard colorful. So like maybe for some of you, and Spirit's saying like, you know, where are you investing your money? Where are you investing your time? You know? And I don't like to promote this, you know I don't, but I am going to put it out there because it came into my mind. So Spirit's saying maybe some of you don't have a lot of money right now. Go to the dollar store. Treat yourself to $5 or $1.25 now. Treat yourself to that. When I had no money, now I have really beautiful, nice, expensive coloring books because some of you have donated. Thank you so much. And always feel free. I do have a link in the description box to my Amazon wish list. So if you find any coloring books that you feel, adult coloring books that you want to send me, you can send it through there. But anyway, when I first started, I had barely $5 to my name, but I got they had 2 mandala coloring books, and I bought a pack. I bought 2, no, that's what it was. I bought 2 packs of, one was like glitter pens and one was like colored pens. I like to work with pens. Everybody has their own thing. And that was the same summer that I created this deck. That was one of the, I was like, I feel like I bought something else. Yeah, I bought these cheap dollar store cards, note cards. And it changed my world. And I got stickers. Maybe I spent $10, but either whatever it was. And actually I'm like, no, because I feel like I did it. And when we first were home free, we really didn't have much money. But I feel like it was like a month later, I went and bought more stuff. But either way, what I'm saying is that don't let Spirit kept drawing me to money. And so they're saying, don't let that hold you back, because when you really need something, you'll find it. And for some of you, it is by the sea. Maybe you need to get your coloring book and whatever you color with. Maybe you like to sketch, maybe you like to paint, and go to the sea. Oh, I'm hearing that song. Do you remember when we met? That song, come with me to the sea of love. And also I'm hearing for some of you, there is hope. I'm not getting a direct yes or no at this moment. We will check in right now. Spirit, take a moment, take some deep breaths in and out through your nose and out through your mouth, and get clear, drink some water, and really get your mind clear, you guys. And ask your question, and we'll see what comes through. Okay, Spirit, for whatever questions they've asked now, my eyes went to this side of the deck. So are there any messages in this for reading 2, what they just asked, even if it's one person? Okay. They're formulating. We're shuffling and we're shuffling and we're shuffling, and they're gonna let me know. Okay. Now. Okay, now. Okay. And then they're asking me to do the same. I close my eyes when I shuffle, so I'm talking to them, but I'm letting them use my hands. Oh boy. Okay. Let me see. Oh boy. They wanted me to put this back there. I don't know how it got back in, but it did. Release your imagination through coloring. Okay. And Aries came in, which was also in reading 1. Do we have any more? Okay. Not yet. Okay. Oh, at the same time, remember when I said if you were meant to get good? So I'm hearing for some of you, the happiness, a good thing for the two of you. Hats off for the hard work. It could be for some of you that you've been in a really long relationship and both of you have been like wanting to jump ship, but like almost like, I know I had this with my partner, so this could be mine too. Where we were just like, we were happy to be like, okay, it was really nice knowing you. Yeah, like let's just help each other out. And, but then we realized like, no, we had to work through stuff. So it could be that some of you just really need to work through some things. Because happiness is on the other side of that. And Spirit seriously saying like, hats off to you. Because it's not easy. And for some of you, like you've been doing this for a long time by yourself. Even if they've been with you, I get the vibe that like, and especially for me with me and Bubba, like, right? Like Bubba and I were like holding down the fort when Alder like went off into his shadow. But I'm hearing like they're coming back. Some of these people are coming back and some of them aren't because they're not supposed to. Spirit saying, I hear you. But, and maybe this could be from like a past, because the fact that we've got, I'm holding this because they're having me show you, they want me to, oh, there's nothing on the other side. Okay. But when we started this, it's like, I feel like you've been like, I'm team, thing 1 and 2. Like, I'm like, you can't separate us. Like we're twins for some, oh, I'm getting at the twin flame. Maybe some of you already had your eureka moment, but sometimes I really don't get it because I'm in so many places. I'm not using my logical Lula brain, right? Like, or whatever. I'm like channeling for you. Logical Lula brain. I have to use that again. Thanks, Spirit. That's funny. But I'm hearing, it's a good thing. But for some of you, you have to separate. And also for some of you, I get the vibe, you keep thinking that this person is your person and they're not. For some of you, it's unfortunate. And they want you to hold hope though, that they're like, you do have a twin flame, but it's not this person. You just have been with them through many lifetimes and you feel really comfortable there. You guys feel comfortable with each other, but you're just enabling each other. Whoever this Aries is, I feel like you're enabling them and they're enabling you and it keeps coming back around. But, that's why this is in the background right now, because this, in this reading, there are some of you that this really is your twin flame and they're like, you did a good job. Awesome. It's awesome. My mind's coming back to the sea. Like maybe you need a trip by the sea or to live by the sea, to release your imagination. Maybe bring your coloring books with your twin. But this was underneath there. No fear. You can't have any more fear moving forward. And I know for myself, like we took a huge step back and it scared the fuck out of me. I'm not going to lie. Like it's like yesterday I was like, I'm giving up. Like I'm ready to, and even in this moment, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. Right. But that's why we're going through this eclipse energy. That's why we're going through all this. They're making us look at things like with a fine tooth comb. They're making us go into the shadows to see ourselves, to see others, to see. So no fear. Fear is there. And this is the thing Spirit's saying is, fear is like free will. It's part of free will. Like if you allow yourself to be afraid, then you'll be afraid. If you allow other people to scare you, then they'll scare you. You're giving them your power. Every time you're feeling fear around something, I'm getting a huge download. Thank you, Spirit. And for some of us, I know, oh, sorry, listen to that, right? Like they're like, I don't want to be around it. It's uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable. But at the same time, they're showing me, which is very rare that they show me something like this, but I know a lot of you guys ask me about these kind of things a lot too. So here we go. Possession. They're like, think of it like if in the original, The Exorcist, right? In the original one, and then we know the story of it, right? And we've seen so many movies now, like demonic possession and all these things. But they're saying, if your love, if your significant other was one day awesome and everything was great, and then the next day they were like gray again, and you're like, what the fucking fuck? And it happens slowly, right? It's like little things, and then they keep feeding on the fear and they're feeding on the negativity until it gets so dark, right? It's like, are you going to run away, or are you going to try and help her? Are you just going to let the demon take over, or are you going to try and help him? And they're saying that's basically what's happening right now. For those of you, your twin, you may not be in the same place right now, especially with the empath narcissist combo. It's not necessarily like, we all play the narcissist and the empath in some story, and even in our own. And yeah, you can be like, oh my gosh, why is this happening to me? Why is this, but it's happening for you. Spirit says, step out of that fear and dream big, dream big, dream big. I want this. I feel like this wants to go front. Dream big, release your imagination and dream big. And I'm hearing for some of you, you're too wrapped up in like the readings and the yes or no and maybe and like the relationship, because that's the way it's been for like how long, right? Like we've had this thing, like, oh, we have to have a significant other, or I need to make a baby, this like kind of like this like, oh, and Spirit's like, okay, for some of you, you may be feeling that energy because your twin, you made this connection before you came here that you would help each other. So you can't just like give up on them, at the last minute. And for some of you that have made this soulmate connection into a twin flame thing, it's the same thing. You're stopping this soulmate from having their life. I had to have a moment with my ex who I wanted to marry, who I still think about, who even now I would rather be with them than my twin flame right this moment, right? Just because I'm going through such a hard time with my twin and they're going through their shadow, and it would be so much easier to just throw myself into this other life with this person and have pure happiness and bliss, right? But it wouldn't be, because it's not really right for me and I'm not right for them, and when we had a moment where we were really genuinely like, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to leave him and I'm going to come be with you. All of a sudden it was like, once we like, we're going to really do it, all of a sudden, like, he just like blurted out, I'm not ready. I'm like, oh dude, I'm like, that's okay. And I could feel that he wasn't ready, and it was just this moment that I was like, thank you for being there for me, because he's like, what would have happened if we had gotten married? Like, what if you spent all this energy on you and me instead of him? And I was like, oh gosh, don't put my brain there. You know what I mean? I was like, because I had 100 times more happiness with this last person, my ex, than I do with my current, right? But that's just an easy, that's just an easy way out. That's not what I signed up for in this lifetime. And my twin and I have bigger fish to fry. We have other things to do as a co-collective, as, I don't know if it's twin souls so much as like, and I think we're all our own individual soul, but we have those that maybe we were created at the same time, or we were created over lifetimes to always have these lessons and learn more. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't have all the answers. It's just what I feel. But I'm just saying, like, for you guys, it's the same thing. You can't just allow like the easy way out. Sometimes we have to go towards the harder. And I'll tell you what, how I found my twin flame was I spent many years alone. I needed to be alone. I still took lovers and stuff, but then even after that, I was starting to realize that wasn't healthy for me either. So it could even be for some of you why we had, thing one is that you're out there searching for your twin, and you're going to say goodbye to this soulmate because that your happiness is waiting out there. I mean, think about it this way, and I don't know how to say this where it doesn't come off me being a dick, but I'm just going to say it. I literally said to one of my friends today, I have days where I'm like, oh, please let it not be real. And please let me just like go and cut ties. I'm like, because they did this other thing that really, really upset me that they hadn't done in years. And I was like, what the fuck? And my friend's like, dude, after 10 years, they're most likely never going to change. It's just the way. And I'm like, no, because they have changed. And I feel like I'm like giving excuse after excuse, and I can hear from someone else what that sounds like. But what I'm saying is, especially because they didn't really know him during that time. And I was like, yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say to you. There was a time where a lot of you guys who part of this tribe who root for me and him, right, or he and I, however you say it correctly, in proper English, is that when we have these deep connections with people, I witnessed him being the version. That's why I'm even more frustrated now, right? Because I'm like, no, you just kind of went back into the shadow. It's like, it reminds me of that meme, with with Homer Simpson, where he's in front of the what do you call it, a shrub, or like you know, the bushes, and then like he like evaporates into, people put different sayings over it, but the meme is like he's on the sidewalk and then like he evaporates like into like the bushes. I kind of feel like that's what's happening even with like the most powerful light workers. They're still, and this may be you, this may be for you or your partner, or maybe it's just someone in your life. Maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's a family member, but they've gone back into shadow. And Spirit's saying, we can't force somebody. They have to go through it on their own, however that looks. And that's why hope is here. Because also, I've been getting these downloads about hope, and that we have to remember that happiness is a state of being and a state of mind, right? Like you're like, I choose to be happy. So when you're saying hope, it's kind of like you're giving your power away. And interesting, I didn't realize this was connected to something. Oh, the Aries. Silly. I thought I just picked up. So hope is good, but also hope is like saying that it's somewhere out there, that your happiness is just like out there elusively, instead of like earning your, like, not earning, thank you, Spirit. You don't have to earn anything. Maybe that's why that Freudian slip came out. You don't have to earn your happiness. Oh my gosh, you don't have to earn your happiness, Spirit said. Wow. Oh my gosh. Let that sink in for a minute and listen to that wind go. They want that to rattle your cage. You don't need to earn your happiness. You don't have to earn your wings. If you're here, you're a light worker. The shadow part is the human that you decided to take on. And most likely all of you guys are ancestor breakers, meaning that you're taking on not just your power and energy, but you're taking on the power and energy of the ancestors. You're clearing all timelines. That's why you're riding on a broom. You're sweeping that shit away. So don't get so caught up in the relationship part. Let that work itself out. Let them go into shadow if they need to. I had to go through another form of a death last night and then have another conversation today to kind of, and then do this with you guys. And thank you, because I feel like this is how we help each other, right? Like we bounce off of each other. Sometimes these readings, I'll get a little nod from my own relationship, and sometimes I won't. But when they have me share so much of my story, it's because it must be aligning somewhere in yours as well. These are a picker reading. This isn't a group reading. This isn't a podcast prophet. This is, I'm feeling that a lot of you are going through the same kind of thing. Also, I haven't heard a yes, no, or maybe, but this was on the top of the pile. And also, if you were drawn to reading one, we spoke of Aries in there and Sagittarius, and we spoke of, it could be actually be the timeline. So I think because Aries begins in March, it could even just be Aries season, and maybe the Aries has nothing to do with you at all. So always keep that in mind. Again, don't make something your story. There's nothing on the back of that. And then, believe in yourself. Yes, believe in yourself. You're mighty warriors. They want you to believe in yourself. Oh my gosh. And look at this. How cute is this? Make today great. Focus on the present. Don't go to the future or the past. Right now, feel how you're feeling now. What are your dreams now? Follow those. And maybe for some of you, it could be that you were co-creating with another person and now you're not going to be co-creating with them anymore. And that's okay, because that's where you're supposed to be. So, Spirit, do we have any yes, no, or maybe for any more for reading two? To the questions that they asked, or maybe another question came up while we continued on. Do we have any yes, no, or maybe? Do we have any yes, no, or maybe? Oh my gosh. So March just popped back out, but it feels like it's connected to something. Oh, shitballs on a cracker. It was connected to Demon. What did I just say? Oh my gosh. Yeah, you may want to go to reading one. we were just talking about being possessed. I mean, come on. So let's see what's going on there. Also, this came up at the beginning, but I must have accidentally shuffled it back in. So we're looking at orange and almost like a mustard yellow. So work on your sacral and your solar plexus. Work on your chakras, on those. And then also we have blue for, this is what I'm hearing from Spirit. They want you to work on from your sacral to your third eye. Right? So that would be your sacral, your solar plexus, your heart chakra, your throat chakra, and your third eye. I feel like some of you, they're not saying anything about getting grounded, although we did talk about that a little bit earlier. But so maybe it could be that. Maybe you guys just need to align your chakras, because I do feel like some of you are aligned with Spirit, or it could be that like you're not where you think you should be, but you will be by March, because March, when I look at March, is in purple. So when I'm looking at that, all I saw was crown chakra. So it could be for some of you, like, you know, you're like working through your chakras. I'm feeling a lot of like heavy, like healing energy. So I feel like working with your chakras, like really intensely from now until March, because it's just going to get more intense out there. And Spirit's saying to have faith. Have faith. If you've never, like, they're like, if you've ever had faith before, like, this is the time to ground yourself and have faith, okay? So let's put that there. And then my fingers are going here. So follow your heart. And fortune favors the bold. I think we ended reading 1 on fortune favors the bold. And then January. So again, if you were drawn to any other readings, go check them out. I haven't done reading 3 yet, you know. Do we have any more? Nope. Do we want to pull any? Okay, so this one, I feel like this is one of those, like, we're just going to go. So faith, Spirit's saying, I hear you. Again, they're saying, I hear you. And then I like it. I don't know what that is for, but I feel like I'm going over here. Maybe some of you are working on your shadow and Spirit's saying you're doing a good job. They like it. Oh, yeah, see, I told you guys, for some of you, it's not a twin flame. It's just a soulmate. Soulmates and twin flames can seem very similar. Okay, you guys, that was it. Now, I don't know what else we're going to get, but remember we said a yes, no, or a maybe. So I got a no this year, and then it stops there, and then we've got, let's see if there's anything on the back of the chakras. No. Okay, let me see. Do you want to give them these? Okay, what, they want it this way? Oh yeah, we saw that in the other one. Familiar. So maybe it's time for some of you to get a familiar, because they're having me put it towards happiness. And a familiar is some type of creature that is your soulmate. So that's the other side of that for soulmate. And that's why you were drawn to this one with the kitty cat. So it could be a cat, it could be a dog, it could be a betta fish. And I'm seeing for some of you guys, it's going to be in March. But like right now, you're working through a lot of shadow and a lot of dark energy. They're saying, I like it, keep going. And they're saying, the reason why they put it here with the green eggs and ham, Sam I am, is that remember that just because one person doesn't like what you're doing, or just because blah, 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 doesn't mean somebody else won't. Like maybe you make something that's really different, or like I was watching something, I don't know what it was, and he made peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwiches. I almost hurled just thinking of it together. And they're like, isn't that awesome? They're like, I invented this when I was 8. And I was like, oh, but to each his own, right? To me, that sounds positively vile. But to somebody else, it might be the best sandwich in the world. So just because you're doing something that's a little different or off kilter doesn't mean that it's not meant for you. Ooh, oh my gosh, you guys, time and Gemini. Okay, for me, you guys know Alder's a triple Gemini and his moon's in Sag. That's crazy. So I hear you, Spirit. Yeah, because yesterday I recorded a podcast Prophet that I've now since deleted because I've gone through so much since that happened and realized that, like, as much as it sucked for Baba to leave me, my familiar died at the beginning of this year, and it was so tough, but I'm so grateful. I know that if and when she's meant to come back to me, she will, and she'll come in another avatar or another familiar, another entity will come in the guise of, or come in the form of my familiar and be there for me when it's time. And you guys know I've wanted a dog forever, so I was like, oh, Baba, please be a dog. But I feel like Baba, I don't think she was ever an animal before, and if she was, I don't think she'd be a dog, but she might be like a really cool wolf dog or something. But like, I seen her as an owl before, and then she was so Baba. I mean, you guys know she was just so magical. She was meant to be a cat and an owl, but so I'm just hearing like that saying, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater kind of thing. Like, just because the familiar doesn't show up. I mean, it might show up as a lizard and you're not even a lizard person, but then you become a lizard person. I just saw this thing with this guy who's like, I've hated cats my whole life. This cat came into my life, and just the video of them, and this cat is like a person, and he's like, dude, this cat is hilarious. Like, look at, like, the cat will mimic their face and they do like funny pictures together, and you know what I mean? So and some of you may be relying more on humans because you miss your familiar, but Spirit's saying, don't, that's the whole point. You're not meant to be leaning on, or I heard supporting. So maybe you're supporting them or they're supporting you, and they're like, everything will happen and you will be able to support yourself, or they will be able to support themselves. You don't have to save the world, because I'm hearing this is your time to take care of you so that you can bring all that witchy magic and all that back to your life. But I'm hearing, time. Just give it some time. And for those of you who got the no, Spirit said, remember that nothing lasts forever, and no doesn't always mean never. It sometimes just means not now. So if you can just open your mind and heart to the fact that it's just no right now, that, sometimes you need to go away from somebody to really like reconnect. You see these movies, and it happens all the time. You see it especially on social media, where people date, and especially when the older people get together and you're like, how cute, and they just couldn't make it work. But they married other people and they had kids and whatever, and there they are 30, 40 years later, and now they're kind of back to where they were at that time, but like they weren't meant to help each other through certain times, and you know what I mean? But the love was always there, and they needed the other person to get them from A to B, and that's right. Like, maybe you're meant to procreate with those kids because of a gene pool, you know what I mean? Drink some water. So let's see if we have any more messages. Spirit, do we have any more messages for reading 2? Do I want to read any more from the book? Because I just realized, I'm like, did we read from the book? We've been doing this for so long. Oh my gosh, did you want me to read from the book, Spirit? No. Okay, do we have any more messages for reading 2? Did I call you reading 1? I'm like, it's all coming together. It's like, it's so amazing. Oh, and I looked down as 113. Love it, love it. Okay, we all done? Okay, you guys, until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other. Blessed be. Oh, love you. Bye. Blessed be reading 3. And I love that your reading started at 113:13. Oh my gosh. Reading 2 at the end, I felt so rushed. Normally I'm like more of a chill going out, and when I saw the numbers, I'm like, oh, I get it. By the way, when I looked up, it was 1331, which is 30. It's 13 mirrored. Okay, so reading 3. Yes, no, or maybe. Have you thought about your question? Have you thought about it? If you haven't, taken some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're breathing in some loving, healing energy. And pushing out all that which no longer serves your greatest and highest good or your energy field. Sending you so much love. They wanted me to take a moment of pause, a moment of reflection. Take a moment to ground and center. And I say thank you to the wind. We're having a freaky hot Tuesday. In real time, it's September 16th. And we're having this crazy heat wave. It's like 80s, 85, I think. And it's in the Pacific Northwest. It's been like really nice and chill. Like I started making homemade soups, putting sweaters on. It was feeling so good, rainy days. And all of a sudden it's like, bam, it's like summer today. But I feel like, you know, and then they asked me to do this reading, which was so interesting. And I feel like it's because they want us to stop being comfortable with being comfortable. That Earth and humanity has been sedentary on a very like drone-like energy for thousands of years. And repetitive energy. And some of it's good, you know, some of it, the ritual and all that is great. And some of it is not good for you. Because you, my friend, they're having me turn this because you see things from a different vantage point. You're not looking at things side-eyed anymore. You're looking at things straightforward. You're not pulling any punches. If you found yourself to reading 3, this is not the first time for thee. And I bet you're wondering what's on the card. Ooh, I just dropped my pendulum. I feel like that's for somebody. Okay, you ready? Witch. What I love so much about this is it's number 43. Today's a 7 number. 43 is a 7. 7s are about cycles. There's so many cycles that we go in 7 days of the week. So I'm going to read this from the book. I'm going to put this back here. I realized that reading 2, they didn't have me read from the book, but this one I'm getting the vibe they want me to. So let's go to 43. Also for my scryers, feel free to comment below if you're seeing anything in there. If you were drawn to reading 1, also because this started at 1313, so if you were debating between 1 and 3, I'm hearing go check it out. Also, I'm seeing so much cool scrying shit, and I don't want to say anything, but I wonder if you guys are seeing, I'm kind of seeing a creepy, and I say creepy in a fun way, like a Halloween kind of like ghost. I'm seeing the mean killer man, the man who kills, tries to kill Santa Claus in The Nightmare Before Christmas. So I feel like that's for somebody. Maybe you're moving into that energy. I don't know, but it was so strong. Also, when I just opened the book, it opened a spider, and it opened a spider in one of the other readings too. I think it might have been reading 1. But I'm going to be doing a shorts for this. That's the only reason why I drew attention to it. And the keywords for spider are mystery and growth. Okay, so I don't know who that's for, but I feel like that's for somebody. Let's find your card. Okay. Number 43. The keywords are wisdom and alchemy. Wisdom and alchemy. And it says, grab hold. Allow the dwelling fire within belly awaken all that is. A mere glimpse, a delicate pull at the very roots, living in the alchemy of self. Also, it's on page 171, so I don't know if that means anything to anybody. It's also number 9 if you add it together. So let's see what the oracle card has to say. So that was what was on the card, but this is what the book says. Hello, beloved witch. You are the center of this card. Your energy, your strength, your wisdom. That's why they had me shift it, you guys. They had me start it that way, and then they had me shift it because they want you to realize you are the center of your own universe. You're your own energy, your own strength, your own wisdom. So we said this in the other readings. If you're here for a yes, no, or a maybe, they were different. They were all different. But remember that no matter what the outcome is, it's still whatever is feeling like, remember that timing is everything and divine timing is everything. So they wanted me to say that before I move further. A witch taps into the healing powers of the earth and the wisdom of the powers that be, as well as the energy within us all. A witch can move energy to create any life of choice. A witch knows how to see signs in everything around her, and or he, whatever you identify with. A witch uses their potions and spells to give healing and hope to all who seek their guidance, using their gifts for the good of all to heal and nourish. When the witch appears, believe that you are wiser than you know, and the thousands of years of wisdom from the wise ancient ones are available to you now. If you are finding your path to magic, also I kept hearing in my meditations earlier today, I kept hearing the Magi. So I want you to look into that. And I think Magi means magic in another language, but there's also, they call it the power of the Magi. And I want you to look into it. And I don't remember if it's M-A-G-I or M-A-J-I. But it was coming through so strong, and I was like, I am a Magi? I was like, sometimes I'm like, are you talking to me? And sometimes I don't understand it, but now I understand it, because right when I saw this, it was like, bam. So that was powerful. So, and especially when they were talking about thousands of years of wisdom from the wise ancient ones are available to you now. If you are finding your path to magic, this card is confirmation that you should continue to explore your craft. If you're an experienced witch, know that it's time to dig even deeper. Perhaps step up as a priestess and start your own coven. This message is even stronger if you have pulled the healer card. Let me ask, do we want to read any more of the book at this time? Okay, so I'm going to put that down. And now we're going to go into my deck. This is my handmade deck. I have not used this deck in forever. I was so excited when Spirit said we we're going to use it. I literally made it out of index cards, like I think 3 years ago. So let's see. Do we have any yes, no, maybe, or extended information or answers for reading 3? Reading three. I feel like somebody needs to get their glasses adjusted, or like there's something like I'm getting a headache and I didn't have a headache before. So, yeah, I feel like that's for somebody. Also, if you were drawn to reading 1 or 2, I'm hearing to go look at them, because this came up for both readings and I was going to take it out and they said no. So it could even just be for one person, but I'm definitely feeling this right now. I'm feeling these two. Oh, this came up in reading too. Just because you don't believe in demons doesn't mean they don't believe in you. This is on the bottom. Believe. Do you believe in life after love? That song just came up, so I don't know who that's for. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, that was at the bottom. Let me see if there's any on the flip side. So there's nothing on the flip side. Okay. All right. Let's see if there's anything after no. There's nothing after no. Okay. So, and there's nothing on either side of this. Well, that was quick and easy. Wow. Okay. Did you see that move? Okay. Let's see what this says. Oh, this was in one of the other readings. Release your imagination through coloring. Okay, and this one is like really sticking out to me, so I'm going to grab this one as well. Oh, love. But I have love in all different like colors and kind of fonts. And this one always reminds me of like friendship love, but it is a purpley pink, so it could be sweetheart love. I'm not sure. We'll have to see what goes, but a lot of times this is for friendship love, but I'm hearing to put the love in front of the demon. Ooh, Virgo. Okay, so we're dealing with a Virgo. We're in Virgo energy and we're in Virgo moon, so it might not necessarily be a Virgo unless you are a Virgo or dealing with a Virgo. Oh, look at this. Forgiveness. I heard it's the season for forgiveness, and if they call me to, I'll put a link in the description box. There's always good stuff in there. Instead of doing Sacred Sunday live this past Sunday, I apologize for that silly heat wave. I have to have everything open. And they had me record a third quarter moon reading instead in the transition and forgiveness energy. So I'll put a link below to that. It was a really powerful reading. But I feel like at least one of you are meant to go look at that. Or maybe you saw one, but you're drawn to another. Maybe this is time to go back and watch the other one. This is calling to me too. Like, I feel like it's more than this one. So I'm going to put this one here. And then I'm going to see if they want me to, do we have any more? Oh, peace. Pray for peace. For some of you, you're feeling helpless right now in this like chaotic, you know, in real time. It's September 16th, right? So we're smack dab in the middle of eclipse season, and eclipse season feels dark and heavy and insidious, and it's really, really rough as it is. And then to throw all these like fucking world catastrophes, you know, that are happening before us. But they're saying, but just think peace, think love, think peace, think love. This card was perfect forever. And then one time I was doing a reading and it fell into the fire, and I was so mad. I'm like, I'm doing it again, because it was one of my favorite ones I made. And they're like, no. And it's there to show us that nothing's perfect, but we got to start somewhere. Okay? So pray for peace, pray for love, pray for forgiveness, you know, for each other, you know. But always, when I pray, especially when I'm praying for the masses, I always say whatever's in the greatest and highest good of the collective and each individual soul, each cell, right? We're all just different cells made up of the same soul. I believe it was in the third quarter meeting. Yeah, the creator came in, you guys. I mean, I've felt creator energy before, but like they came in and it was, I'm still kind of sitting with that right now. It's pretty amazing. Oh my gosh, look at this. This was right after peace. So right now the divine masculine is crumbling. So we got to give him love. This is the next one. Release your inner artists. I'm going to put that over believe. There's nothing on either side of this, so I'm going to put this one down. Release your imagination and color. And we need to do, you know, give the forgiveness to the divine masculine right now, right? For they know not what they do. Right? Like, for they know not what they do. They think they're helping. They're trying to bring things back to whatever. It's like, no, you're not. You're just trying to control. You're trying to, you know, even now with these trucks coming by, I'm like, what the fuck, really? It's like a random Tuesday. But I'm like, I'm letting it go. I'd rather take in peace. So release your imagination through coloring. I'll put that over there by the inner artist. Your little witch is getting covered up. Okay, let's see. This one's on the bottom. This was your no. But I'm going to put no over forgiveness. And remember, no, for some of you might be definitive. And for some of you, it just might be not right now. Sometimes things have to be a hard no so that they can get to a hard yes. And it may not be the answer that you want, but they're saying, you know, if there's something else that's calling you or pulling your attention right now, listen to your intuition. Reading 3, all I can tell you is listen to your intuition and go with that. I mean, go with God kind of energy, you know, like also Spirit says you're doing a super, super job. And for some of you, there's another part of the question, or you want to ask another question. So take a moment, take a breath. Okay, and let me make sure. Is this for them? Is this for reading 3? Okay. So you're done asking your question? Also, this is a chunk of this selenite, and I feel like they're saying, like, you know, these two pieces of selenite were once one big, beautiful, like, work of art, but they were meant to break apart. And the goddess, one of our tribe members who gifted this to us, you know, we were blessed to have been able to see it that way, and when it was in the store. But it's been interesting because it's been breaking off in pieces, but I love it because it helps me to leave like little chunks of selenite all around the house. And I'm feeling like for some of you, it's time to get some cleansing and healing crystals in your house. Your beautiful white light energy, and you're attracting things that they're like attracted to your peaceful energy, which is good. But okay, so you ready to the answer to your question? Yes. And again, for some of you, it might, ooh, the wind kicked up. It might be right now. It might be later. There's nothing after that. Okay, so let's see if we have any more. My eyes are going to this. So let me see. Okay. Do we have any more messages for reading 3 at this time on this side of the deck? Okay. Do we want to use any answers on either side of this at this time? Okay. No, just that it's really weird because I've been shuffling and shuffling through all these readings, and the top card of this and the bottom card of this are literally like, I'm almost positive that they came together like that in reading 1. And I've been shuffling and like they've been telling me where to put things because sometimes these little cards can stick together. So definitely if you were called to reading 1, go check it out. Okay. Last deck. Do we have any more messages for reading 3 or any more questions that need to be answered for a yes, no, or a maybe at this time that maybe somebody thought of in between takes, so to speak? They're still shuffling, so there's something in here. Okay. Let me know if this is your... Okay. Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. Okay. I shuffle with my eyes closed, so sometimes it's kind of confusing because I just allow them to use my hands. This is it. Oh, cute. Nice job. Also, if you were drawn to reading 2, we came up this great things to come. 1 and 2, great things to come. And again, don't make them your story. If you weren't drawn to reading 1 or 2, don't go there. That's why they had me use the Oracle deck to have such diverse images, you know what I mean? To go from like this Samhain, like heavy witches, like to the like fucking Dr. Seuss, you know, to like let us know that it's okay to be in the shadow and work with the shadow, but then to also be playful. And I'm hearing this one, the other one was feeling more like twin flame energy, but this one feels like best friends. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, I feel like this to me feels like you're either meant to like hang out more with a best friend, or you're about to have like a best friend, like a new friend. Where like, you remember that if you've never seen Step Brothers, give yourself a good laugh. It's childish, but I don't care. Go watch it. But I love the part where it's like they just dislike each other so much, but then the moment where they realize that the reason why they dislike each other so much is because they're so much alike. And he goes, do we just become best friends right now? And he's like, yep. I feel like it's going to be something like that. Like maybe you'll meet in the store, or I just saw a yoga class. Do we want to show him this card? Okay, cool. So I don't know if there's anything behind here, but I'm hearing once you do all the things that they showed you to work on, the success it's imminent. And for some of you, you're going to be like, I've been working forever. And then it's just going to show up because you're going to shift your trajectory. You're going to shift things. This no, for some of you, to be fair, I really had a hard time doing these readings getting started because I can feel the angst and the, disappointment already that, somebody's going to get an answer they're not going to be super crazy about, It's just part of life. But these kind of readings are a little more like that because people, when you're looking for something, right, that searching energy. But Spirit's saying, slow the fuck down, focus on, live in the now, man. That seems to be the common theme we keep getting, right? Go inward. All the success that you're searching for is right here in front of you. You just have to open your mind and your heart to see it. And they're saying, stop looking for answers. Stop going for the easy fix, the quick, they're like, no, really, stop. And I love when this happens because almost every single time it's a blank one. Well, not a blank one, but it's turned around on the other side, which means that they're like, no, really, stop. Like, stop asking, stop, whatever. It's going to show up when it's meant to show up. In the meantime, your job is to be peaceful, be happy. So to be the witch that they need you to be, don't focus on the no's. Don't focus on the, the future. Just release your imagination through coloring or some type of art. Release your inner artist, release your witch, and believe, right? Like, we need that Tinkerbell energy right now of the, I believe in magic and miracles. I believe in peace. I know that this is temporary. Keep telling yourself, because it is. This is temporary. We're not going to be in this forever, you guys. We're just not. We're just not. It's just a phase. It's a tough one. It's a hard one. We're here. I mean, think about this. What a badass mofo you are. Like that all of us that are living right now, even the ones that we may not like or whatever, we're all here to play our part. You know, honestly, there are days where I'm like, it's just a big fucking movie. It's just a big movie. You know? So it's like, how are you going to show up? Are you going to be the warrior, the champion that fights for the light and for the good? You're going to have days where you're going to cry. Yes, cry, get it out. You're going to have days you're going to be pissed off. That's right. You're going to have the demons in the shadow that are going to keep coming for you. But you know what you're going to do? You're going to show up as the badass witch, bitch, whatever you believe in that you are. Because this is you. And whatever you align with, this is you. Loving, joyful, bringing the light. Bringing the light. That's what you're doing. You're bringing the light. I love you so much. All right, Spirit, do we have any more messages do we want to read anything else in the book for reading 3? Do we want to pull any more cards from anywhere else for reading 3? Okay, those are your messages, reading 3. Until next time, all of my information is in the description box below. I love you so much. Take really good care of yourselves and each other. Blessed be. Oh, I love you, and Spirit loves you too. Bye. See you next time.